The sky over New York was clear. It was just another quiet evening. Ethan Cross, a 28-year-old software engineer, sat alone in his small apartment. The city outside was busy as always, but Ethan had no plans. He wasn't looking for adventure. He just wanted food. He opened a food delivery app and scrolled lazily through the menu. Chicken shawarma again? He sighed. After a moment, something caught his eye. A new listing. It wasn't there before. The restaurant's name was strange. Galactic Delights, Cuisine Beyond Earth. The description said, "Taste the unknown, limited edition." Ethan chuckled. Weird marketing, but fine. He clicked. There was only one item available. Chef's Special Experience Box, $0, beta test, free food? He tapped order now. 10 minutes later, a loud buzz echoed in his apartment. He hadn't heard the elevator or footsteps. He opened the door slowly. No delivery guy. No food bag. Instead, something small and black rested at his doorstep, a metallic cube. Humming faintly, like it was alive, Ethan bent down and picked it up. The moment his fingers touched it, the cube began to glow. A thin blue light crawled across its surface. What the hell is this? He muttered. Before he could react, the cube opened on its own, unfolding like metal petals, and released a sudden flash of white light. Ethan shielded his eyes. When the light faded, the cube was gone. In its place stood a girl. She was tall, slender, and glowing faintly in the dark hallway. Her eyes were large and violet. Her skin shimmered like moonlight. She wore no armor, no weapons, only a strange, elegant robe, and she was staring straight at him. Confirmed. Human match found. Language upload. Complete, she said in a soft, calm voice. Ethan backed away. Who the hell are you? I am Miari, she replied. You summoned me. I didn't summon anything. I ordered dinner. You opened the beacon. The pact is sealed. I am yours now. Ethan stared in disbelief. This is a prank, right? But no hidden camera popped out. No crew, no laugh track. That's when the building shook. Sirens blared outside. Lights flickered. Ethan ran to the window. A dark cloud was spreading across the city, black like ink, but moving against the wind. Then he saw the ships. Hundreds of them. Sleek, silent, not from Earth. What's going on? He whispered. Nyari turned to him. They have followed the signal. We must run. Who? What signal? But she didn't answer. She moved fast, too fast. She grabbed his wrist and pulled him away just as the window exploded behind them. A bright blue beam had struck the building across the street. Fire and smoke rose instantly. People screamed. Ethan's heart pounded. What is this? Who's attacking us? The Ixari. They traced my signature. They want me destroyed before I bond with you. Bond? What does that even mean? Nyari didn't answer. She dragged him toward the stairwell, her eyes glowing brighter. Below, people ran in panic. Above them, another explosion. The building was collapsing. They reached the alley just in time. Nyari pressed her palm to a wall. A panel opened, revealing a hidden passage. Metal stairs led underground. How did you do that? Ethan gasped. I hacked your city's emergency tunnels through your signal towers, she said, almost casually. You're not from here. What are you? Nyari turned to face him. I am not food, she said. Before Ethan could reply, a blast shook the tunnel entrance. The metal above them began to bend. They ran into the dark. The tunnel was dark, but Nyari moved like she had perfect vision. Ethan followed, breathless, heart racing. The sounds of war echoed behind them, screams, crashing glass, distant explosions. Slow down, he gasped. Where are we going? To safety, she said calmly. For now. The tunnel lights flickered. Dust fell from above. Somewhere far behind, the Aksari were still searching. Ethan finally stopped, grabbing the cold wall. You need to explain. Now? Who are you really? What do they want? Niori turned to him. Her violet eyes seemed softer now, less alien. I was created for war, she said, but not by them. Ethan frowned. You said you were summoned. By me? Yes, accidentally, she nodded. The cube you opened, it's a relic of an old galactic code. When activated, it forms a link between two life forms. One becomes the caller. The other becomes the protector. You mean, you're here to protect me? He asked. Yes. Whether I want to or not, she said with a dry tone. Ethan blinked. Thanks, I guess. Niari ignored the comment. The Aksari are a synthetic race. They were once our allies. Now they hunt my kind, especially the bonded ones. If they destroy me before the link stabilizes, you'll be unharmed. But if we finish bonding, Ethan raised a brow. What happens then? She looked away. They'll kill you too. That's their law. Ethan's voice dropped. So, I'm in danger because I opened a cube? Yes. For free food? Yes. He shook his head. This is the worst takeout experience in the history of Earth. Nieri kept walking. We don't have time for jokes. The Aksari won't stop. They came to a metal door, sealed shut. Niari placed her hand on a sensor and the door slid open. Inside was an old maintenance room, dim, dusty, but safe for the moment. Ethan sat down on a broken bench. All right, so let's say I believe you. What now? What do we do? We wait. I need 1 Earth hour to stabilize the bond. After that, I can hide us properly. But until then... She didn't finish the sentence. Ethan looked around. So, you're what, some kind of alien soldier? I was grown in a bioforge. I was trained to protect sentient species from extinction. And yet I found you through a food app? The Aksari corrupted the app network. They planted the cube. They're to lure out people like you so you'd open it. So I'd appear, and so they could attack. Ethan stood up. Then why did they fail? Why didn't they just blow up the building right away? Nairi's eyes narrowed. Because once I appeared, the bond began. They only had minutes to stop it. And they wasted it trying to locate me. Ethan suddenly felt very cold. So, they're going to try again. Yes, Niari said, and soon. Just then, a faint sound filled the room. A soft buzzing like bees trapped inside metal. Nairi's expression changed. They found us? Ethan looked around. What do we do? I fight, she said. You run. But he didn't move. A moment later, the wall exploded inward. A tall figure stepped through the smoke-sleek armor. Glowing red eyes, thin limbs, no face. AYXRE. Scanned the room, ignoring Ethan completely. It locked onto NYARI. She moved instantly, leaping forward, hands glowing with white-blue light. She struck the Aksari's chest, sending it flying into the wall. Sparks flew. Another one entered. Then, another. Run! She shouted, holding her ground. Ethan hesitated. I'm not leaving you. Naori turned her head slightly. The bond is almost done. If I fall now, you die too. Ethan's face went pale. He ran. As he rushed through the back door, he looked over his shoulder. Nari was glowing now, her whole body pulsing with energy. She was no normal girl. She was a weapon, and somewhere deep inside him, something strange was happening too. Like a quiet voice waking up, a new connection, a new feeling. This was no ordinary war, and he was no longer an ordinary man. Ethan ran. The tunnel behind him echoed with the sounds of metal, fire, and strange alien voices. He didn't know where he was going. His legs moved on their own. Fear pushed him forward. He burst out of the maintenance tunnel into an empty subway station. The lights were flickering. Power was dying across the city. No trains, no people. Just silence. He stopped for a second and leaned against a wall, trying to breathe. His heart was pounding, but not like before. It was too strong, too fast. Like a second heartbeat had joined his own. "What's happening to me?" he whispered, placing a hand on his chest. And then he heard it. A voice inside his head. "Do not be afraid. I am with you." He looked around. No one, just echoes. The voice wasn't outside, it was inside him. "Nyari?" he said out loud. "I linked with you before the attack. You are changing now. I can feel your thoughts." Ethan backed away. "Are you inside my head?" "Only partially. The bond is completing itself. Soon, we will share more than thoughts." "That's not comforting," Ethan shouted, but there was no answer this time. He looked down at his hands. They were shaking, glowing faintly. A soft silver light shimmered under his skin-like circuits under flesh. No. "This isn't real," he muttered. But deep down, something in him knew it was real. He was changing because of her, because of the bond. Suddenly, a crashing sound behind him. He turned. One of the Ixari had followed. Its steps were slow but steady. Its red eyes focused on him now. "Not Nyari. I thought you didn't care about me," Ethan said, backing away. "Why now?" The Ixari didn't answer, but the voice in his head did. "They sense the bond. You are now a threat. You carry my energy inside you." The Ixari raised one arm. It charged a red pulse in its hand, aimed directly at Ethan. Ethan raised his hands in fear, but something strange happened. A flash of light shot from his palms, wild, uncontrolled, and slammed into the Ixari before it fired. The alien flew backwards, hit the wall, and sparked. Ethan stared at his own hands. "I did that?" "Yes," Nyari's voice answered. "You are not like other humans now. The bond makes you more." The ground shook. Above, the city was still under attack. Distant rumbling, smoke in the tunnels, lights going dark. Then he heard new footsteps. Nyari stepped out of the shadows. Her robe was torn, her face bruised, but her eyes still burned with power. "You survived," Ethan said, surprised. "I always survive," she said. She walked up to him and placed 2 fingers on his forehead. "Your power activated too early. You need control, or it will destroy you." Ethan tried to speak, but she closed her eyes. A wave of energy passed between them, warm, focused, electric. In that moment, he saw flashes, visions of other worlds, stars exploding, ships in battle, her people running. The bond forged between species across galaxies meant for peace. But twisted by war. He gasped and pulled away. "I saw everything." Nyari opened her eyes slowly. "Now you understand. This is bigger than Earth, bigger than you or me." Ethan was silent for a while. Then he said, "I don't want this." "No one ever does," she replied. "But we don't get to choose the war. Only how we fight it." She turned and began walking. "Come. They'll return in greater numbers, and now they want you." Ethan looked down at his hands again. The silver glow was fading, but not gone. He followed her into the tunnel. He was no longer just a man who ordered food. He was now something else. A half-human, half-alien bond carrier. And somewhere, far above the Earth's sky, others were watching. The tunnel stretched for miles under the city. Some were old maintenance paths, others long abandoned. Nyari knew exactly where to go. She moved fast, never hesitating. Ethan followed, silent, still trying to understand what he had become. They finally reached an underground chamber round, wide, filled with strange alien equipment. Glowing blue lines ran along the walls. This Wasn't human technology. What is this place? Ethan asked. I touched a circular pad. A dome lit up in the center, showing a star map. This was once a listening post, she said. A forgotten outpost from a lost species. Hidden under your city long before your kind walked upright. Ethan looked around. You're telling me aliens have been here for thousands of years? Longer. He rubbed his head. So, why? Earth? Why now? Why me? Neri looked at him. Because Earth was never part of the original plan. The bond was never meant to activate here. She stepped toward the star map and expanded the display with a gesture. Stars and planets floated in the air like holograms. This signal, she pointed to a pulsing blue dot, was sent across galaxies. It was meant for a species ready to fight beside us. But the signal broke. It landed here, on your food app. Ethan laughed nervously. So I'm part of an ancient warrior program by accident? Yes, she said. But the bond chose you. That means something. He looked away. I'm not a soldier. I write code. I barely know how to fight. Nyari walked closer. Yet you survived the first attack. You activated your power before training. And you didn't run when I told. You too. Most humans would. Ethan stared at her. So what now? Do I have to join some galactic army? No, she said. Now we prepare. Suddenly the room dimmed. The star map flickered. A loud tone echoed through the chamber like a long deep bell from deep space. Nairi's eyes widened. No, it's too soon. What is it? Ethan stepped back. The signal pulse, it's repeating. Someone's answering. Another tone echoed. Then a voice, faint, not human. Carrier located. Human host confirmed. Breach the veil. The Watchers approach. Ethan looked at Nyari. Who are the Watchers? She looked tense for the first time. They are the original architects of the bond. They built the cubes. They control the pact. And they do not like mistakes. You mean me? Yes, she said. You were never supposed to be chosen. Another hum echoed through the room. A column of light appeared in the center. A figure began to take shape inside it, tall, glowing gold, not solid, more energy than body. It did not speak. It only stared at Ethan. I raised her hand. Do not engage. He's not ready. But the light expanded. The being moved forward. Ethan felt heat behind his eyes. His skin pulsed again with silver light. His heart pounded double time. And then, the being spoke directly to him. Your presence breaks the order. The bond must be undone. Ethan clenched his fists. I didn't ask for this. Irrelevant. Prepare for extraction. Nari stepped in front of him. No, he's under my protection. The figure tilted its head. Then you both will be erased. Suddenly, Ethan's hands lit up again, brighter this time. Not random. Not out of control. A protective shield. Formed between them and the being, pure light, sharp and humming. The being paused. Its glow dimmed. Then, without a word, it vanished. The chamber went silent. Nyari turned to Ethan, shocked. You? Repelled it. No untrained host should be able to do that. Ethan was breathing hard. I didn't know what I was doing. I just didn't want it to take us. Nyari looked at him carefully. You're changing faster than I thought. Your connection to the bond is deeper. Is that good or bad? I don't know, she said, but the Watchers do. And now they'll return in force. Ethan sat down exhausted. Great, first aliens, then killer robots, now galactic gods. She smiled faintly for the first time. Welcome to the war. The chamber stayed quiet after the Watcher vanished. But the silence wasn't peaceful. It felt like the moment before a storm. Ethan sat on the floor, sweat on his face, his breathing shaky. His hands still glowed faintly. His body hummed like a machine trying to cool down. Nyari stood beside him, arms crossed, watching. "You shouldn't be able to do what you just did," she said softly. "No human should." "Thanks," Ethan replied. "That really helps me feel better." She ignored his sarcasm. "You blocked a watcher. Their energy breaks planets. Even I can't face one alone." Ethan looked up. "So what does that mean? That I'm special? Chosen or broken?" Nyari turned away. "It means your bond is changing the rules." She walked to the ancient console and touched the controls. The star map shrank. A new display appeared, Earth in the center, and hundreds of red dots moving closer from all sides. "What are those?" Ethan asked. "Ixari scouting units," Nyari said. "They're scanning for life signs, searching for the bonded." Ethan stood slowly. "Then we can't stay here." "No. We move now. But first," she stepped closer, her expression serious. "You must make a choice." Ethan frowned. "What choice?" "The bond can't stay half-formed. It's growing unstable. You must decide complete the bond with me, or break it now." "Break it? You said if it breaks, I die." "Only if it breaks after stabilizing. Right now, you're still in the early phase. If you reject it now, the energy will leave you. You'll live. But forget everything. Me, the power's the truth. All of it." Ethan stared at her. "Forget? Go back to normal life?" "Yes." "And what about you?" "I'll survive. But I'll go back into hiding, alone." The room felt colder. Ethan paced. "Let me get this straight. I can go back to eating takeout, watching movies, and writing code, and forget all this?" Nyari nodded. "You'll never know what happened. And Earth will stay blind to the stars." He looked at her. "And if I say yes to the bond?" "Then your life ends today," she said. "And something new begins. You'll be hunted, changed, pulled into a warrior kind didn't start. You'll never be human again." Ethan looked down at his hands. The silver light had faded, but he could still feel it. Like a spark waiting to catch fire. He thought about the Ixari, the Watchers, the voice in his head. The girl who wasn't food, who wasn't human, but who had risked her life for him again and again. He looked up at her. "I didn't ask for this," he said. "I know. But it chose me anyway." "Yes." He took a deep breath. "Then I choose it back." Nyari didn't move at first. Then she stepped forward and placed her hand over his chest. A soft hum filled the room. Her voice was calm, but it echoed now both in the air and in his mind. "Bond accepted. Sync complete." A blast of light burst outward from them, silent and bright. For a moment, Ethan felt like he was falling into the stars. He saw memories that weren't his: wars, worlds, ancient symbols, strange creatures. And then, stillness. When he opened his eyes, Nyari looked different, not physically. But her presence was heavier, stronger. "So?" he asked. "Now what?" "Now," she said, "you begin to change." He looked at his arms. The silver glow was back, but this time it flowed like liquid under his skin. "I feel calm," he said. "Focused. That's the bond stabilizing," she said. "But soon it will wake parts of you you've never known. Reflexes, memory, even instinct." Ethan nodded. "Sounds fun." But before she could respond, the wall behind them shook. A voice crackled from the air, mechanical, cruel, inhuman. "Target locked. Bond confirmed. Eliminate the anomaly." Nyari spun around. "They found us." From above, a hatch opened. Long metallic arms dropped down, followed by two Ixari soldiers. Sleek, silent, ready. But this time, Ethan didn't flinch. He stepped forward, his hands glowing. "No more running," he said. "Let's fight." The Ixari dropped from the ceiling, metal legs slamming into the floor with cold precision. Their glowing red eyes locked onto Ethan and Nirai. One of them raised a weapon, thin and sharp, like a needle of light. Target: bonded human. Eliminate, it said in a mechanical tone. But this time, Ethan didn't freeze. His hands moved before he even thought. The silver light inside him burst outward, forming a shield that stopped the beam midair. Nyari moved beside him, her own energy sparking through her arms. "Hold your ground," she said. "I wasn't planning to run," Ethan replied, his voice sharper now. The Ixari charged. One of them struck first, its blade aimed at Ethan's chest. But Ethan twisted, ducked, and moved with speed that didn't feel human. His body responded on its own. He grabbed the Ixari's arm, flipped it, and blasted it backward with a pulse of silver light. The machine crashed into the wall. He stood still for a moment, staring at his own hands. "I didn't even think. I just moved." Nari nodded. "The bond is unlocking your instincts, memory of motion. Combat code buried deep." Ethan turned to her. "Your combat code?" "No," she said. "Yours." But there was no time to ask what she meant. The second Ixari leapt toward her. She caught it midair, spun, and slammed it to the ground. A beam of blue energy shot from her palm and cut through its armor. Sparks flew. The air filled with the smell of burnt metal. Then silence. Only two enemies this time. A warning, not a real strike team. They were testing us, Nyari said, breathing hard. Ethan wiped sweat from his forehead. "Then they'll come harder next time." "Yes," she said. "Now that you've completed the bond, they'll send a purifier." "What's that?" Nyari looked serious. "A high-level Ixari, designed to destroy bonded species. Stronger, faster, smarter. It doesn't come to fight. It comes to finish." Ethan swallowed hard. "Great, so we're out of time." Nari looked at him carefully. "We have one chance to win, but it's risky." Ethan gave a tired smile. "Of course it is." She tapped a section on the wall. A new part of the map lit up, a location deep beneath the city. A red X blinked. "What is that?" he asked. "A buried core, alien tech. It's been hidden under Earth for centuries. If we can reach it, I can boost your bond, fully awaken it. And then what? I become some kind of alien Superman?" "No," she said. "Then you become a real threat." Ethan nodded slowly. "What's the catch?" She paused. "The process might kill you." He raised an eyebrow. "Of course it might." There was a long silence. Then Ethan said, "Let's do it." Nyari tilted her head. "You don't hesitate." "I already chose the bond. Might as well go all the way." She looked at him with something new in her eyes, respect. "Then let's move," she said. They exited the chamber and re-entered the tunnels. The ground above rumbled again. Distant sirens. More ships in the sky. The invasion had started quietly, but it was growing. As they moved deeper underground, Nari spoke again. "There's something I didn't tell you before." Ethan glanced at her. "Figures, go on." "The bond doesn't just give you power. It also gives memory, history. The deeper you go, the more you'll remember. Not just mine. Others." "What do you mean, others?" Nyari hesitated. "There have been other bonds like this, but not with humans. The memories live in the energy. So I could start remembering things from aliens?" "Yes, and if you survive the core, you'll remember who you really are." Ethan stopped walking. "Wait, what does that mean?" She didn't look back. "Keep moving. You'll understand soon." He followed, confused and curious, far above them. In the dark sky beyond Earth's clouds, something massive moved into orbit. Its surface was smooth, round, and pulsing like a heart. The purifier had arrived. The tunnels grew darker the deeper they went. Ethan felt the pressure building both in the air and inside his chest. The silver light under his skin pulsed stronger now, like something was waking up, like it knew the end was close. Nuri stopped. Suddenly, they had reached a vast underground cavern. In the center was the core dot. It was massive, floating, alive, and glowing with swirling white and gold energy. It didn't look like a machine. It looked like it was breathing. Ethan stepped forward slowly. That's it, Nuri nodded. It's ancient. Built before Earth had life. It holds raw memory, raw power. If you bond with it, it will show you the truth, but it will also test you. Test me how? By forcing you to remember everything. Ethan frowned. Everything? She stepped closer. Not just your life. All the lives connected to the bond. All the battles. All the losses. You'll carry the pain of those who came before. And if your mind breaks, he nodded. I die, yeah, got it. He looked at the core, then back at her. Nuri. If this doesn't work, she interrupted. It will work, because you weren't a mistake. Ethan gave a small, tight smile, then stepped into the light. The moment he touched the core, it pulled him in. Inside the core, he fell through space. Stars flashed past him. Voices echoed millions. Of them, he saw war. He saw alien cities burning. He saw bonds formed between species long forgotten. He saw himself, not as Ethan, but as other people. Other lives, some human, some not. He saw a version of himself centuries ago. In armor, fighting beside Neri's kind. He wasn't just the first human to bond. He was the first one to try. Before, he saw himself die in that past life trying to protect the bond, failing. But his energy, his memory, had survived. That's why the cube called to him now, because he wasn't new. To this, he was returning. The bond didn't make a mistake. It remembered him. And now, it was giving him a second chance. Back in the present, Ethan's eyes opened. His body lifted off the ground. Silver energy surrounded him, brighter and sharper than before. Lines of alien script moved across his skin like tattoos made of light. Nuri stepped back, shielding her eyes. Ethan. He turned to her, calm, focused. I remember. Everything? He nodded. I failed once. I won't fail again. Before she could speak, the ground shook. A beam shot down from the ceiling, melting rock and metal. The cavern exploded. From the smoke, the purifier appeared. It was 3 times the size of a human, floating, gold and black. Its body shimmered like molten glass. It had no face, only a glowing circle where a head should be. Unlawful bond confirmed, it said. Prepare for deletion. Ethan stepped forward. No. The purifier charged a massive energy pulse enough to destroy a building. Ethan raised his hand. A wave of silver energy formed in front of him, dense, sharp, humming with memory. The blast hit the shield and shattered. Ethan moved like lightning. One moment on the ground. The next airborne. He struck the purifier's chest with a pulse that wasn't just power. It was history. All the memory, all the pain, all the resolve of every life the bond had carried. The purifier screamed in. Static and cracked open. Its body exploded in a burst of broken data and light. Silence returned. Nuri walked over, staring at Ethan. You destroyed a purifier. No, he said. We did. You helped me become what I was always meant to be. She nodded. So what? Now? Ethan looked up. Through the hole in the ceiling, he saw the stars. We send a message, he said, to the galaxy. Earth isn't asleep anymore. We're not blind, and we're not weak. Nuri smiled. That's going to get there. Attention. Good, Ethan said. Let them come.